This is a follow-up to my 4-hour work week video that I was making on the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. I'm reading through it right now, so I figured I'd just make little videos and share with you my thoughts and such. These are some of the notes I took today. I wrote this down. It's kind of a paraphrased quote. And I said, instead of hating reality, bend it to my will. I like that. Like I said, this book, I said in my last video, this book has kind of been a part of my life even though I never read it. A lot of the people that I've been around and been influenced by were really into this book. And I was already I never really took the time to read it because I already had the mentality coming from the entertainer's background. You know, we already had that kind of mentality. So I've never really been in the cubicle lifestyle that a lot of people talk about that they had to escape. I didn't have to escape that cubicle lifestyle. It was already a standard for me that I was only going to work 4 hours per week. You know, we would go on stage and do a 15 to 20 minute show, sometimes 40-minute show. You know, that's about 3 hours of preparation beforehand. So it kind of fit into what I was already used to. We'd gotten so skilled and so much proficiency at putting on these shows that we didn't have to be rehearsing every day, spending tons of time. We did the work in the beginning and we got really good so that the 4 hours that we were spending doing our work, of course we loved it also because we were performing. So here's another thing. This book is a lot like being a performer the way I was on stage. You have to do a ton of work in the beginning. You're constantly rehearsing. You have to go over it. You have to have experts come in and teach and choreograph and bring the vocals together and the band. And there's a ton of professionals that work all together in the beginning and they create a product. And then you are able to only perform your work, the 4-hour work week like that. So I already had that in my mind from the way that I had set up my life and my career in entertainment. And so this book my mind was already set that way, but it's nice to read what he's talking about. And I did some comparison of some other guys too. So what I wrote down was Tim. So Tim Ferriss says, you can have the rewards of hard work now. So that's one of the main themes that he's talking about in the beginning part of this book. Then I got Gary Vee. He says, work your face off for 5 years before you look for rewards. So that's what he talks about. And I kind of went back and forth between those two thinking about it. And I was like, well, it's probably, somewhat of both. And then you got Dave Ramsey. What does Dave say? Eat beans and rice. Be a one-car family until you're debt-free. So we already did that. We did that for the past 5 years. We've been living incredibly low cost. And so we've been debt-free for 3 years. It's been pretty nice. So now we're beginning to take on bills. And we can choose each one specifically because we don't feel like we have to have a house bill. We have to have all these bills. Since we took all of our bills down completely to the bottom and we did this thing I call FIRE, off-grid FIRE, which is Financial Independence Retire Early, FIRE, F.IR, like that, So the off-grid part is a way to live incredibly low cost. So that's the way we did it. We lived on solar. Our monthly bills were about $300 a month, and they've gone up dramatically now because, we have business and we need certain things to be faster and easier than off-grid life will allow. And so anyway, that's been really successful for us. We still keep our costs incredibly low, even though now we have an office and we have the internet, obviously. I'm able to upload videos. For years, my entire business was on my phone for 2 years. So I had 12 properties. And we were making about $7,000 a month. And it was all on my phone. I didn't have a laptop. We didn't have internet. So even just to use the phone would take an hour just to do anything. But that's how we did it. It wasn't easy. I don't suggest it to anyone. The way I did it specifically. It was really hard. But we did it. What I do suggest is find a way that you can live low cost like we did, whether it be off-grid or any other kind of way, and you can save up money and be debt free. And it's been a really nice life since we've achieved that standard for ourselves. So I wrote down one more thing. Let me look at it. I like this. This is from Tim's book, Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week. He says, cultivate selective ignorance. Develop low information diet. And be ignorant to the unimportant. Doesn't that really just speak volumes to what everybody's been going through lately? You know, the people on this little box that we're looking at here, if you turn it off, they don't come to your house and come into your life. You can just turn it off and ignore them. You can be selectively ignorant. I don't know, might not be the best way in the world to go through life. It's also not great to be really worried about a lot of things that you can't do anything about. There's these old sages. What do they say? I think it's let me see. I think it's the Hindu folks. No, the Buddhists. They say, let's see if I can remember it. If worrying can't help it, then what's the point of worrying, you know? Worrying's not going to help it anyway, so why bother? It's just going to make you upset. Anyway, that's what I've been reading in Tim Ferriss's book. Thanks for sitting here with me for, let's see, it's been almost 7 minutes now. So I'll make some more little videos about these books that I'm reading, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Aloha.